And this is going to open even more opportunities for the people in both the regions. We are going to have, like, this might help like a lot of getting new connections with different kind of people with different technology backgrounds, and helping to create new markets between both the regions. Also, we can serve as a connector bridge for all the startups with the resources they require, along with helping them out with business counseling, effective mentoring, and helping them to reach the market to go strategies, making them a unicorn company. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good morning. And first of all, really my apologies. As you can see, we're arriving directly from the airport, still without the luggage, but I hope it's coming soon. So please, apologies for the very startup-y outlook and fashion today, this morning. But what a great pleasure and honor to be here with you and to testify the launch of the Hyderabad Fintech Forum, and to be invited to be part of this very exciting journey on fostering particularly the fintech ecosystem here and building many unicorn companies here from Hyderabad. I do want to take a special moment and thank really the honorable guests here this morning for having me. And I want to start, first of all, to thanking Mr. J.A. Garu. Thank you so much for inviting me over here to be part of this forum. And I will actually cheat a little bit on the name. So I also wanted to thank Mr. Honorable Sir Ranjan for having us over here, as well as Mr. Honorable Sir Narayanan for really making us part of this event here, as well as obviously the team from Q-Hub. We're very excited to sign this MOU today here, and the entire Hyderabad Fintech for Core team. So with this, I just want to take a few moments and say it is really exciting to open up a new chapter in your respective ecosystem. But it can also be a little bit overwhelming and stressful, isn't it? It really reminds me when we started off back in Hong Kong in 2013 with WHub, and we had declared that we wanted to help startups grow and scale, and we wanted to make sure that Hong Kong is on the global map of startup ecosystems, and particularly our fintech ecosystem, see it thrive and grow. Back then, I have to say that the ecosystem was very nascent. Singapore was already way ahead. We had only a very few startups. And we definitely had nobody really considering working for a startup as part of their career path. And we set out, okay, we'll tackle the first problem first, which is helping startups to recruit, and then there help them connect to all the resources they need to scale their business. People were at best surprised. At worst, they really thought we were crazy. So everybody agreed there was a gap in the market, but everybody was wondering, is there a market in the gap? So actually now, a few years later, we're really proud to see that we are now on the global map of startup and as well fintech ecosystem. So we have, thank you very much. With 9 unicorns for only 7 million people, we actually have one of the highest densities per capita in the world. We have the highest valued AI company in the world with SenseTime. We have certain acceleration programs like AI-focused, Hashgraph-focused, who set up their very first programs in Hong Kong. We have nearly 10% of global fintech companies that are born out of Hong Kong. We still hold the record in terms of the highest fintech raise in the world. And the list goes on, and we're particularly excited now of being part of what we call the Greater Bay Area, which is Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Macau, and 8 other cities in that area, actually the largest Bay Area in the world. The birth of companies like Tencent and Ping An and DJ and Huawei. So we believe actually it's just the beginning and there's more to come. So why am I telling this? I'm telling this because I think there are a couple of lessons that we learned, and I'm happy to share this. So the first lesson that we learned was it doesn't matter if you're late to the game, right? Actually, companies that build and survive hardship are very well prepared as soon as you put the focus and the attention to the scene, they thrive even faster and even quicker. We called ourselves for a long time cockroaches instead of unicorns because we were able to survive a nuclear storm, with any help and any support and any attention to the scene. The second thing is actually it really depends on the resources and the commitment you put inside the ecosystem to grow fast and quickly. And being late to the game or being the second mover sometimes has advantages, right? Because you don't have any legacy. Yeah, you can avoid mistakes that others made. And just as an example, I mean, look at China, where the whole era of credit cards, when it comes to financial payment inclusion, was just skipped. And the third thing is, yes, you can definitely learn and get insights and know-how from more mature ecosystems and bring them over. But that brings me to my second lessons that we learned. Yes, you can learn from others, but there is no copy-paste. I mean, at the beginning, a lot of ecosystems set out and say, we want to become the Silicon Valley of the East, or we want to become the Silicon Valley of this part of the world. It's not about copying Silicon Valley, right? I mean, Silicon Valley, somebody from Silicon Valley told me, you know what, our ecosystem was, the story is geeks made money and reinvested into geeks. So you have to find your own DNA. And that's actually what we did. We looked at what was our strength, the strength that we had entrepreneurs that had all the infrastructure in place. We already had over 320,000 SMEs. We just needed to digitize basically that entrepreneurial power. The third lesson that we learned with that was it is important that all stakeholders of an ecosystem understand their role and contribute in that way. It's great that governments provide money and funding and matching schemes. It's great because it shows that they trust the ecosystem. They trust that economic growth and wealth is built by startups. But I always say governments are not the best VCs, right? You do need to have as well a thriving angel VC and institutional money ecosystem to further grow. And it comes to universities understanding their role in building talent and building the infrastructure that startups need. Which comes to the last point. I mean, we as an ecosystem builder, actually that's how people call us. I mean, we call ourselves being a power connector and virtual accelerator. And actually, as a byproduct, we became an ecosystem builder. But I think it's also important for all organizations to understand there cannot be only one organization in charge of building an ecosystem. Or it's not the ecosystem builder that is in charge on creating unicorns. But what an ecosystem builder and organizations such as the Hyderabad Fintech Forum can be, they can be in charge of the people who are in charge to build the unicorns. They can be responsible and take responsibility for the people, the founders, the teams that will build the unicorns. And with that, really listen to what they need. Founders need talent, traction, and treasure, right? And at the right time, with the right dose, with the right support. And that's what these organizations and the ecosystem builders can provide. So with that, really thrilled to see this initiative of the Hyderabad Fintech Forum, because I think this is the best in terms of environment and supporting group and think tank and supporter that you can build. And I'm very excited and honored to be part of it and to, I'm sure, testify very soon the birth of many very successful companies.